down the line. Now, one thing I want to show you here, the reason for everything getting a little bit crisscrossed, these turn early and bring everything a little bit in this way, and then you have to lift up because they're already done turning. And then the combination of just a little bit of an overturn, the hands getting back up here and across, that's just forcing you to then reroute it and try to get it back on planes. If I had to split my feet up 50-50, everything's staying on this side for starters. The pressure in my foot, it's there. Now, when I turn, 90% of my turn is happening from takeaway to top. And that's what's going to take the club in the hands right up the plane, get you more connected. You can put an alignment rod underneath the hands where the hands are hanging. And when I tilt over, this is good for the viewer to see as well, I always want to make sure my hands hang on this side of my toe line. Well, ideally, my hands are going to travel pretty straight back for the first 18 inches in the takeaway before being turned up the plane. So if you can just get back to this first move being like this, high left hip, right knee in here, combine being able to hold that anchor point with the hands being a little straighter back right here, and then turning it to the top, we'll be in a good place, okay? Well, then we'll talk, that's to me, okay, what we can do in the backswing to promote the least amount of manipulation in the downswing. Yeah, that's perfect. A visual that Cameron likes, when he looks down at his right foot, the hands pass over the grass area, not through the laces.
Like this move?
Yeah, that move right there. Like that was literally perfect right there on the backswing. So for the viewer, that was a really cool little secret right there. Like we talked about Cameron Sisk liking this thought. I used to play with it, just gave it to Jason. Imagine your toe line, okay? There's grass side and then there's the shoe side. When my hands are hanging here, when they go back, visually they should be passing over the grass side for somebody who brings them a little bit too far in. It's a really simple tip that helps out a lot. Straighten out the takeaway. Yeah. So here's all I want. Hips to the target, hands straight back with a shorter backswing. Yeah. Like watch this.
A little sway.
A little bit. But look at the takeaway is better. So hands go straight back. So what I always look for is this. I draw a line here. Just try to make sure the hands are staying on that line for a good part of the takeaway. Then you turn them to the top. And that's what I was saying, like shorten it. That's all you need with a wedge. You don't need anything extra. And the club's on a great plane there. Gets a little bit extra.
Yeah.
And then we're going to work on this move on the way down. It's coming down great, though. Okay, now, the big thing for you, and the big move that you'll want to work on, and I think you'll be good at this because you know how to work your legs pretty well. Ready? Watch this. Ideally, we're going to rotate through impact without this right hip ever getting closer to the golf ball. So my left leg is going back as far as it needs to, but my right never gets close. That's all it is. And then you're in your spine angle.
Yeah.
The minute that moves this way, you back out of it that way. And that's where the thin shots will come from. All right, this is the true challenge here. Give the kicker a little thought with the lower body. Should work out. Should work out. Yeah, it's way better. You see how much more overt he is in the downswing? That'll be a big difference. Get some swings that just look like this right now. Right there, and then hips back. Kind of a look like that. And you can see that's just me really feeling like when I get here, Tom Watson said this, I heard him say this was a cool one, that his right knee never got in front of his left knee. His right knee stayed behind his left as he rotated. Obviously, at one point, your left one's going to be behind it, but you just don't want to see anything go that way, okay? So shorten it up. Just feel like it stops right here, out to the right side of your head, right here, and then just really feel like this hips stay back as you rotate, and you should be fine. Ball flight will start coming down too, with a shorter swing and with staying over it. Oh, hey, you know what? I know you hit that thin, but that was you actually did what I asked you to do. Now that's why, you think about people who put their butt up against a chair. Like, why do you put it up against the chair? Well, it's not just keeping the butt back, it's keeping that right hip back, Jay. So when I'm here, I want the right one staying up against the chair as my left one gets back to it. And that's what gets all the space underneath you. That was much better right there. So what we're gonna find is a lot of his tendencies, he'll just, with the little stand-up move, he'll hit a lot like on the bottom groove, a little thin, still like down the line, pretty straight, but just thin. And That's that look of being here versus there. Now, what's funny is just with his anchor point, left leg being posted up and getting rid of lateral movement, and then straightening out the path of his hands, the combination of those two things are getting more divots, more compression in each shot. Yeah, that was the best backswing right there. I know you didn't hit that perfect, but that was the best backswing right there. Exaggerate the downswing. Real short, but way back. Check this out. This is why I like the backswing staying shorter. Great lesson for every golfer here. Look at, not only does the club stay on plane more, it stops on plane. See how we take away all that crisscross?
Oh, it's so way longer than I even feel.
Way longer than you feel, really, right? This look here for you, bud. You know, right here, and the right elbow just being in front with that hip staying back, that's the look right there. That'll get rid of all the early release and the standing up. So the hip staying back, the right elbow driving in front, those are two things that'll stabilize that face, keeping your spine angle. There it is. There it is. Yeah, get that rehearsal. That's exactly what he needs. Oh, hello. There it is, bud. What does that feel like to you? Like, what are you feeling?
I mean, it feels extremely short, even though I know it's not of a backswing. I could probably go way shorter, but it feels like I just turn. And it covers it and compresses it better than what I've done.
When you did that rehearsal like this, I was like, yes, there it is. Notice whenever you see this left arm and the club on your left leg like that, this is important to understand. This means that your swing is sequenced correctly and the lower body and upper body are working the right way. Now, and I would just stick with that rehearsal, buddy, like real short to the top and then just kind of elbow in front, butt back. Yeah, even that's way better. It's way better. Way better.
This is helping me.
Yeah.
It's like before I feel like I was trying to feel the club face, you know what I mean? Like trying to push it out versus just like let my hands, like you said, stay outside my feet.
Stay outside your feet. Great. Did you hear that? That's for the viewer again. That's a big one. When you're hanging down like this and you're just in your posture, hands are on this side of your toe line, they should just go right back down that line for starters, and that's going to help him a ton. So he has that feel. He has two things you got to remember in his backswing and then two in the downswing. I don't want to overkill him, but he's getting ready for a good season of golf here ahead, and it's straight back with the hands with the hips staying to the target, and then elbow in front with the butt back. Yeah, he's starting to get it. The length, the straight back takeaway and the length of your swing, Jay, so much better. Go back down that line, Kev. You can see him. He's going to be holding. You guys will be able to see from this angle. He's not standing up out of it in transition. He's staying more over it in transition. And what's cool is it's stabilizing the face and it's getting his path down the line. Look at that. It's been 4 in a row right between between the uprights. There's always something. Now the question I asked this guy was in that windy stadium in Seattle when the wind starts kicking in and that wind's coming off the left. Are we trying to hit draws into that wind? Can the holder can he put the football?
The only thing you can mess with is laces a little bit.
Yeah.
But the operation's so fast and so quick. We get 1.3 seconds from when the ball snapped to when I have to making contact. So I say you guys do the same thing, and I'll just fix my aiming point. And it's the same thought. You gotta know where your apex is, when the wind's gonna hit it. If it's colder, it's gonna go less distance, and you gotta just you gotta really. It's like trying to go for a left pin with trying to hit a draw out there with the wind coming out of the left. How much of a draw do I have to put on it? I'm not being able to move the ball, but I got to know, hey, if I start it this far out for a 40-yarder versus a 50-yarder, the wind's going to hit it this much. It's colder, it's warmer. My apex is going to be further. This is how much more room I have to give the wind. And then you just got to hope for no big gust.
How many times a year when you look at it and the wind's hitting you this way right here, and all of a sudden you look up at one of the flags on top of the field goal, and it's going off to the right, and then the other one's
Seattle,
going.
The way it's built, it comes in and there's 2 different levels. So I'll be getting a hard crosswind this way, and I got to look up at the top flag because I got to know that hey, that flag up top is really one of the real flags that I'm going to go off of, and that flag's going straight this way. Or we're going to have the uprights are both going like this at each other. The flags on either side of the uprights are fluttering at each other, and you're just like, I guess let me just pick a good spot and hit my cleanest ball to that point and let it rip.
It's awesome, man. You had the place erupting on that last kick before halftime, by the way, against the 49ers. We were over at the Crosby watching it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was
I mean,
already.
like, that's one where like you gotta just hit such a clean ball. It was really gusty. It was
How far was that again?
56.
56.
Yeah.
You know what I was doing? I was sitting in the cross. Any takers? He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. Anybody want to bet against him? Nobody took the bet. At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.